Angeles Chargers
and the Las Vegas Raiders.
The calendar has turned to December, and we're in the home stretch now as we're underway in Week 13.
And we will not see a run back on the opening kickoff. This will be a touchback. They'll run with Taylor to begin the drive.
And nothing much materializing there on the first down run. He'll get a couple, and that's it.
Well, these two teams, they met up way back in the season opener. And it was the visitors getting the win there, so they'll be looking for the sweep back here at home.
They'll break the huddle, come up on 2nd and 8 at the 27-yard line.
Again, it's Taylor.
It's a gain of 6, moves him to a manageable 3rd and 2 situation. We should mention, to go along with a great game he had last week, he was rightfully named AFC Offensive Player of the Week.
And he shares that with his offensive line, the tight end, his fullback. He's looking for more and more of that in this game.
An early task, 2 plays in. This is 3rd and 2.
They'll try and run for the first with Taylor.
And he'll be brought down shy of the 40 at the 38-yard line. It's a pickup of 6.
The Raiders had 5 and 6 to start play. They were winners their last time out, so they'll be looking to make it 2 in a row.
And so much about football, partner, comes down to mindset. Being in the right frame of mind, and the best way to get in that good frame of mind, winning. So they come in feeling good. They've got the home crowd behind them. I think they're going to be tough to beat in this one.
And they'll get this well past midfield before being stopped just before the 35. 25 yards that time.
That's good. One of the ways the quarterbacks keep all the receivers alive in a play, never lock in on any one guy. Make sure you keep your eyes moving, scan the field. And here he finds the open guy for a nice pickup.
First down. Here's Cousins.
Open man is Osborne. He's got it. And he will score. Touchdown, Las Vegas. K.J. Osborne.
His first touchdown on the year.
And the Raiders get the upper hand as they're on the board first here this afternoon.
Now for the point after.
And that makes it 7-zip Vegas. Following the touchdown, here's Koo to kick off. Taking it about the 1. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here right at the 30-yard line.
The Chargers take over 1st and 10 at their own 30-yard line.
So 1st and 10 now from the 30. Here's Cook as they begin on the ground.
And he gets forward up the middle, but only for a couple. It'll be 2nd down. Well, this defense for the Raiders, they were terrific a week ago in the win over Seattle.
Yeah, what stood out to me on tape, the way they were flying to the football. So that tells me that they've got all their assignments down, and they're playing with extreme confidence.
The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8. They run it again with Cook.
And they'll stop him after a gain of a couple to the 33.
Sometimes your philosophies get challenged at times you don't want them to. They did try to stick to the running game on the first 2 plays. Didn't amount to much.
And now facing a 3rd and long at the outset of this drive. The Raiders call on a nickel set here for 3rd down. He rifles one that's intercepted.
Sauce Gardner picks it off.
And he takes Gets this one back into the end zone, and the Raider defense delivers a score. Make it back-to-back weeks now with a pick six for him. He had one a week ago.
Talk about being in the groove, and what are the odds of what we're seeing right here? You don't see it happen very often. Listen, if you get a pick six in a season, it's been a big year, let alone back-to-back weeks. I'll tell you this, I won't play cards against this guy in the locker room.
So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick six, and now the kick is away. And he'll just sit on this one as their drive will start at the 25. The Charger drive about to get going. They find themselves in a good-sized hole here, and a good-sized hole early on in this game as they come up on first down. Out to his left. And he gets this to the other side of midfield across the 45 before going out. Big yardage there on the scramble. It gets him a first down.
I am willing to bet that he got a monster grin on his face when he saw what was happening. Man-covers are so committed to denying a big throw that it pulled attention away from him, and he had an easy lane to hit, and hit it he did.
So the big play gets him across midfield now for 1st and 10. On the counter now, it's Dobbins. Flashed the stick skills, but didn't get a ton from it. Stopped short of the 35. A solid run on first down. Gain of 7 leaves him with a 2nd and 3. Well, you're down early. How do you get back in the game? Maybe establish the run. I think they're trying to do that.
Now, I'm with you on that one, and what I like about the message is that there's no panic from the head coach. He's already told his offensive coordinator, let's run the football. Let's get things settled down a little bit and find our way back into this game.
And he'll go down at the 28. 9 yards to pick up there, and it's a first down. He was solid last week, over 100 yards in their victory on the ground. They want to get that going again.
Absolutely. What they also understand is that from week to week, it's not necessarily the same, but they want it to be, right? What they saw last week on the ground, they want to see in this game as well.
Play action. Now it's Murray. Under a heavy rush, and down he goes. Multiple players combined for their team's first sack of the game. Not the start to this one that any quarterback would want or envision. Remember, he had the pick six, and here he ends up on his backside.
Yeah, and you have to wonder to yourself, okay, after throwing the pick six, did he get too careful with the football and not deliver downfield and take that sack? They've got to make sure that he's really into this game.
That huge loss on the sack makes this job much more difficult. It's now 2nd down and 22 yards to go. They'll try the middle with Cook. Flashed the stick skills, but didn't get a ton from it. Stopped short of the 35.
Well, if you're a football guy, that's a pretty run because everyone is in sync right there. Obviously, the guy carrying the ball, but how about the people up front? Leverage, athleticism, they created some nice space for him.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. Trying to force it to Hopkins, and it's intercepted. Picked up by Javon Holland. And the Raiders are going to take possession here at their own 33.
For a team who came in here on a healthy winning streak, we're seeing some uncharacteristically bad play thus far. And that streak is definitely in jeopardy if this offense keeps giving the ball away and can't mount a few drives of their own.
The Las Vegas offense ready to start this next drive. They've got things going their way early. 14-0 lead and the football. 1st and 10. Pushes past him. This drive starting off on the right foot, 18 yards. Last week, of course, the great performance, over 200 yards. He still wants to be fed.
And they should. That's exactly what you should do. I've not yet met a running back that's run for over 200 yards that says the very next week, hey, let's back things up.
Yeah, I don't need it as much.
No, they want it more and more. They're going to be ready to go because they think that's going to happen naturally now.
And he's free going down the left side. It's a foot race. And he will score. Touchdown, Las Vegas.
Well, still in the first quarter, and look out. I mean, they are on pace for over 80 points in this game. I don't know that they'll get there, CD, but this has been impressive to watch so far.
That certainly would be history in the making, wouldn't it, partner? Well, we're here to actually watch and see if it actually happens, although, like you, I have my doubts, but they are firmly in control of this game.
So how about this for a start? 21-0 here in the first as they kick this one away.
And that one will bounce out of the back of the end zone, so we will start here at the 25. The Charger drive about to get going.
As the offense comes out here, Charles, remember they threw the interception last time out, but they were moving the football down the field. Looked like they were going to have a sustained drive that ended in points, but then the pick ensued.
And because of that, there's no way you can call the last drive a success. Yes, there are things to build on because they found some play calls that work. Now, they've got to build another drive and find a way to avoid the turnover that plagued it on the last one.
So from the 36 now, 1st and 10.
They'll run up the gut with Dobbins.
And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. Give him 12 yards there, and the Chargers have a first down.
I have to admit, I'm excited by that play call and the end result because this is a team that's down big early in the first quarter, and a lot of teams will just panic, abandon the playbook, and just start firing the ball all over the place. It's way too early for that. Stick to what works for you.
Down double digits, and we talked about their game plan being both running and passing there. You're right. They're sticking to the game plan, getting the ground game going.
A lot of football left to be played.
First down, here's the run with Cook.
And he fights forward for a modest 2-yard gain, 2nd down.
Certainly a nice job there by the defense rallying to the football and getting him on the ground, but I think the play gets made by the defensive front because if they can't get upfield, their job is to go ahead and get low, almost get into a ball sometimes, stack things up, and make it difficult for the runner to find a hole.
And he stopped immediately there. Officially no gain on the play, and they're left with a 3rd and 8. Well, if you look where that play starts, O-line versus D-line, that was a battle won by the D-line.
Yeah, and oftentimes it's won by quickness off the ball. Who can handle the guy across from them best? On that play, the defensive line did exactly that.
They'll be in search of 8 yards here as they hope to convert the first down.
Here's Murray from midfield. Setting up the screen for Cook. And he will be out of bounds here on what will turn out to be the final play of this first quarter. 21-0 our score after 1. They're going for it. Hits Murray.
That's going to be caught by Pickens.
And now this is going to depend on the spot. And they say he's just short. The 4th down play doesn't work for the Chargers. And the Raider D, they get the football back. The Raider offense set to get this drive started.
They'll start in excellent field position following the INT.
And that'll hurt the average a bit as this time they're able to get him behind the line. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11.
Brings up 2nd and 11 at the 42-yard line.
play action. Cousins. And this one is incomplete.
I think it's pretty safe to say that when you're up 3 touchdowns, the last thing you want to do is hang one up there and put it in jeopardy and possibly get it intercepted. You got a nice lead. You should be able to protect it. But if you get careless with the football, look out.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. Now Cousins.
And a dangerous throw there as that's knocked down and incomplete.
Well, he leads the NFL in interceptions and nearly added to that total.
Got his hand on it, couldn't quite corral it. It's been a Pro Bowl type season for him, and the term ball hawk really comes into play, doesn't it?
Yeah, I like that one a lot because teams want to avoid that type of a player, but sometimes you just can't. He just knows where the ball is.
And a great job on special teams to down it, as this will be marked out inside the 5-yard line.
That is how you flip field position. That's an absolute bomb of a punt. Downs it inside the 5-yard line. Absolutely ideal.
From that position, you're hoping to get it down inside the 15, inside the 5. Superb. Here's Murray back near his goal line. The catch made by DeAndre Hopkins. And they'll get him down up past the 15. That'll go for a gain of 13, helping big time to get away from that end zone. 1st down.
And I don't think there's any question that this offense is going to need to hit on a few more plays like this. It's been a difficult first half for them, to say the least. And I do believe if they want to get back in this game, they need to start right now. It's kind of like making adjustments. If you try and wait until the half, it's probably too late. They need to get going right here. We think, Brandon, I like the intensity this defense is showing right here in these first few drives. They're not just holding the line because they're doing their job, but they're doing more than that, aren't they? They're getting a nice push into the offensive backfield.
And a great example right there for the loss on the tackle. So the 1st down run lost a couple. Now they come up 2nd and 12. Here's Murray. And this one is going to be off the mark, too far out in front.
An attempt at a deep ball there, and they didn't get it. But, boy, they're going to need a few of those to actually hit in order to get back into this game.
Good thing they do have a little bit of time here still left in the contest. Decent-sized deficit, but not one that they can't manage. The Chargers on 3rd down, 0 for 3 to this point. They could use a conversion. This is 3rd down and 12. Murray going to throw. Eluding the pressure right. And he'll be brought down, it looks like right at the 40. Big yardage there on the scramble. It gets him a 1st down.
I'll tell you, if you lined up Kyler Murray and Lamar Jackson for a foot race, I think Kyler Murray might just be a bit faster. And, boy, was he moving there. Incredible.
And normally when you see guys moving this fast, it might be a fly pattern from a receiver or a toss sweep from a tailback or something like that. This was designed as a passing play. And then he got out of the pocket, and he just took off. And he just kept gaining momentum with every step.
Cook up the gut. Give him maybe a yard. Quite the opposite from the previous big gainer.
Well, sometimes you just have to give credit to the defense. Great job there at the point of attack, holding up. They won their battles at the line of scrimmage, left him no space to try and run. Really nice job swarming to the ball carrier.
A 10th carry in the game for Cook.
And he'll follow his blockers there all the way down to the 23-yard line. 46 yards rushing for him now on what was his 10th carry of the ball game.
Exactly what they needed right there, because they needed to use the ground game to take some pressure off, because the quarterback's been struggling a little bit.
This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. Again, it's Cook. And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up.
We talk about defenders, specifically linebackers, keeping their eyes in the right spot. He had that eye down the entire time.
And you know that's not easily done because they throw a lot of misdirection at you. They try and fool you and get your eyes in the wrong place. But you're right about that one. He correctly figured that one out and made a really nice play.
Escaping. Murray has it knocked loose. Fumble. And the Raiders pick it up. And the return this time will go out to the 42-yard line.
With no running backs in the backfield to help pass protect, all the receivers in their patterns, it's going to be hot routes. If they sense a blitz or pressure on the quarterback, they've got to be prepared to break routes off early and get the football. In this case, never even had a chance. They popped the ball free in the backfield.
The offense for Las Vegas about set to begin the drive. Charles, a very uninspired effort the last time we saw them out there. It was a quick 3-and-out, then they punted the football.
Yeah, and you never want to get stopped so soundly during a series, but what would be even worse now is letting it happen again right here. They've got to get going.
A good pickup there, 26 yards. So from Charger territory now, here's a 1st and 10 at the 32-yard line. First and 10, Taylor now. And he'll take this ahead for about 4. 2nd down coming up. Not a whole lot there. The defense was ready, it looked, for that run-pass option.
You get the sense that next time he has that opportunity, he may keep it himself and get to the perimeter. Probably owes his back a little bit of an apology on that one, huh?
To throw on 2nd and 6. Cousins. Open man is Jacob Hollister. And he's brought down here just outside of the 20.
I got a kick out of that one, partner. You and I talk often about trying to hide receivers in certain situations, but a guy of his size can't really hide him. But the tight end drag route, definitely an effective way to sneak him across the formation for an easy completion and a 1st down.
And a couple of yards as they move it from the 21 to the 19. The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8.
That's a good play by the guys on the defensive side of the ball. Held him to a gain of 2. And that changes the playbook a little bit now for the guy calling plays. 2nd and 8. Now he's got to probably think about going to the air instead of maybe staying with the ground game.
4 yards on the pickup there as it'll leave him with a 3rd and about 4 more for a 1st. They don't need to run another play here before the 2-minute warning. Let's see if they do it anyway. On 3rd down, here's Taylor. And this effort won't be enough as they rally up to stop him a couple of yards short. Fourth down, Cousins. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. And the offense will recover, but it won't make much difference here. This will still be a turnover on downs. The Raiders try it on 4th down, but to no avail. And the Charger defense stands tall, and they get the football back. The Charger drive about to get going. And this, you'd hate to say that a drive in the first half must end in points, but you're down 21-0. They're going to have to get something going fairly quickly.
I would agree totally with that, because if you're going to mount the comeback, it's going to have to come in bits and pieces. It doesn't just all come at one time, right? We haven't seen anything more than a 6-point touchdown ever in this game, right? So that's how it has to be done. Get points on the board now. Start your comeback, but you're exactly right. Let's get it going right here in this spot.
Up the middle, it's Cook.
And he'll get what he can up the middle, 3 yards. That'll bring up second down.
Vision is so important for the man in the middle because his ability to look through all the clutter that's happening in front of him, diagnose a play, and then go make it and finish it, that's when the great ones know that they have the goods.
From the 45 on second down, Murray. And his throw here is incomplete.
The second in the NFL in interceptions, and you understand why. He plays a game of great intelligence, understands positioning, and has a great ability to break on the football when it's in the air.
So fun to watch his closing speed, and another example of it on that play. They'll need to get this to the 38. That's where the first down marker is here on third. Here's Murray as he sets to throw it. And for the third time here in this half, it's intercepted. Picked up by Javon Holland. And the Raiders are going to get the football here as he gets this up to the 38-yard line. Well, there are several factors at play for why they face this deficit right now, Charles. But that's now 3 interceptions that he has thrown and just giving the football away. Pretty careless here in the opening half.
Yeah, I know that all of our parents taught us to share as youngsters. But in this game, you don't want to share with the other team. Keep it for yourself. Keep it for your team. Got to cut down on all of those throws, those errant passes, if they hope to get back into this game.
Tackle made that time by Brandon Graham. After the pickup of 5, here's 2nd and 5.
They run once more with Taylor. On a determined run there as he's going to take this all the way down near the 40.
Now the Raiders going to go ahead and use the second of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 37 seconds to play in this first half. Off the play fake, Cousins.
Over the middle, and that's caught by Kmet.
Now the offense will burn their third and final timeout as they'll stop it with a little over 30 seconds to go in the first half of play. The chain gang hustling to catch up. Here's 1st and goal from just inside the 10. Play fake, Cousins. Caught on the slant. Touchdown, Raiders. Jacob Hollister, a 9-yard touchdown grab.
And the Raiders are able to add on to their first half lead. Now Younghoe Koo for the extra point.
It's good, and they stretch their lead to 28-0 now.
Following the touchdown, here's Koo to kick off.
And that one will bounce out of the back of the end zone, so we will start here at the 25. The Charger drive about to get going. And with time quickly fading here in the second quarter, not sure how aggressively, offensively they want to play this.
I think we'll find out just how much they trust their guys in this situation if they decide to take a shot. Yeah, I don't know if it's exactly a win-win, but if you're on offense, you'll take that kind of a run, all right? It was kind of stacked up, found a little bit of yardage, and frankly, they're pretty close to staying on schedule on offense. The playbook is still open for the coordinator.
And he'll just keep 2 hands on the football as he'll be taken down after a short pickup. Now the Chargers will use the second of their timeouts as they'll stop it with 17 seconds to go in this first half of action. And the Raiders call on a nickel set for 3rd down. Once again, they'll keep it on the ground. And they're going to get him down well short of the first as he can only get this to the 30. Just a 1-yard gain on the play, and that'll mean a call to the punt team as it's 4th down. And with just 1 second remaining in the first half, they'll call the timeout. A final shot before half for Murray. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Picked by Nick Vigil. And he will be brought down on what will be the final play of this first half. So we have reached halftime here in Vegas with the Raiders on top. As we are off to Orlando now to check in with Jonathan Coachman and our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach?
Welcome you back live now inside the booth alongside Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin, set and ready to rock for the 3rd quarter.
The Chargers going to get the football first here in this second half, and they trailed as we get back underway. And no fireworks to start the half. This will be a touchback. The Charger drive about to get going. A CD, they certainly know the hole that they face as they begin the second half. They have to do what precious few teams have done in NFL history. That's try to come back from a 4-possession deficit.
And partner, you know, as that team gathers, they're saying to each other, you never say never, right? Because if you're on an NFL roster, that's how you have to think. You can always come back and win a ball game. And let's face it, we saw a certain Super Bowl, a 25-point lead late, that wasn't enough to put someone away. But that being said, this task is near impossible. Let's face it. And bottom line is, it officially becomes impossible if this possession is an empty one.
You get the sense that they're saying we're not playing up to what we're capable of, and we're deep enough into the game that the early jitters are long gone, that they should now have some sense of continuity and be able to make some of these plays that they have not been doing so far.
And once again, not much running room, if any at all. No gain on that one as it brings up a 3rd and 10.
And the big fella stuffed that one up in a big way. I think doubling him has to be a priority because you can't move up to the next level if you don't take care of him first.
Now, right where this set of downs started, they need a full 10 here to pick up the first down and move the chains. 3rd down, here's a run by Cook. And he'll go down to the ground at the 39, and obviously that's well short of the first. Just a 2-yard pickup, and that should necessitate a call for the punt team here on 4th down.
Well, they got off the field on 3rd down. An excellent job, an excellent defensive series. We always talk about adjustments, and usually only at halftime. But the best teams adjust series to series. And on that series, they adjusted so well that they got the job done in fine style.
It's complete to Hopkins. And now this is going to be close. The defense says they stopped him, and they did. Boy, a curious decision to go for it. Doesn't pan out. And the Raiders with the football now in excellent field position. Running straight ahead, Taylor. And not a whole lot of room to operate there on the first down run. He gets maybe 3.
But that's just a pile of bodies there, and that's when you kind of find out who's a tough guy, right? Who can stand up and make a play. It's only a 3-yard run, but for both sides, they had to walk away from that feeling like, okay, I can stand up when the going gets tough in here.
2nd down, another run with Taylor. And still about 3 yards shy of a first as the 4-yard pickup brings it to 3rd down.
Well, you certainly have to give a little credit here because they're playing this game now at their pace. This is ball control football, sustained runs, taking their time, and making it work.
On the draw is Taylor, and he'll lose yardage here. Back at the 41. 4th down now after a loss of 2.
Well, that was one of the few times they've been able to contain him thus far. He's over 100 yards for the game, but he lost a bit off his total on that carry.
Now Cousins on 4th down.
He'll get that complete to his tight end, Kmet.
And unable to break away. They stop him a few yards shy. The Raiders try it on 4th down, but to no avail. And the Charger defense stands tall, and they get the football back. The Charger drive about to get going.
Well, we haven't exactly been treated to a nail-biter in this one, CD, and if they cannot score here, this one's pretty much all but over.
Are you saying that you feel like people are starting to think about getting out of here and maybe beating the traffic in order to get home or to their final destination?
Yeah, I don't think there's a whole lot of reason to hang around, especially if they can't score here.
Yeah, you're right about that, because it has been pretty clear who the better team has been in this one. And in a league that we talk about every game being a one-score game as we go into it, watching this blowout, let's just say it's been unusual.
Throwing on 2nd and 8. Murray.
Quick throw, knocked away, and incomplete.
Well, they certainly aren't letting up today, Farmer, because they've forced big turnovers already, and it's been incredibly tough for them to get yards against, let alone get points up on the board.
So the failure to connect on 2nd down, that leaves them staring up here at a 3rd and 8. Throwing now is Murray. DeAndre Hopkins making the catch. And he's going to get this down to the 35-yard line. A nice pickup of 23 on the 3rd down conversion.
Well, the margin on that scoreboard, obviously, for them, it looks daunting. But I don't know, Charles. They're probably not focused on that right now. Maybe just chaining together a positive drive with plays like we just saw, giving themselves something to build on.
Yeah, I think you're right about that. And what they have to be careful of is getting glued to that scoreboard, trying to do too much. Because if you do that, you're all but guaranteed to start making mistakes. Just focus on one play at a time and make each one successful.
The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9.
Here's Cook again.
A pickup of about 3 yards as he's taken down at the 31.
So where'd all that running room that he had in the first half go? Because it looks like it's drying up a little bit here. Someone made some adjustments, it appears, at least on this drive.
The 25-yard line is what they need here. This is 3rd down. Here's Murray. Forced out to his left. He's going to go out of bounds, but he takes this one down just shy of the 20. Give him 10 that time, escaping the danger, running with it, and picking up a 1st down.
He certainly isn't looking at the scoreboard out there, because to me, all he's concerned about is analyzing the field and making most of the time left in this game. Deficit's still there, but he's starting to hit them with some big plays.
Handoff comes to Cook. This will be a 5-yard pickup as they move it from the 20 to the 15.
Not too many offenses want to turn down long drives, but when you're down what they are, they've got to pay it off with some points.
The 1st down run got 5. Here's 2nd and 5. They fake the handoff. Now Murray. And he's taken down, trying to do a little too much, getting outside of the pocket, and it results in a sack. They get to him for a loss of 4, and it brings up 3rd down on a sack. Now Murray off play action. buying time to his left. And my goodness, another interception. Sauce Gardner picks it off. And the Raiders are going to take possession here at their own 16-yard line. I think you and I were a little surprised back early in the game when he threw his second interception. I mean, who would have thought a quarterback of his caliber picked now 5 times?
It's beyond stunning to me because we're used to that with maybe a quarterback with less experience or less talent. But a quarterback of his caliber, I can't believe what we've just seen.
Absolutely. If you would have told me this coming into the ball game, I would have said never, not in a million years. But here we go. Brought down that time by Christian Kirksey.
Well, any lane that might have been open there was closed pretty quickly, and that was because the defensive front, they won that battle at the point of attack at the line of scrimmage. They used great leverage, held their spot, and stacked him up.
He is taken down at the 21 after a short gain of 2.
Typically, we think it's the strong safeties that are better tacklers, especially closer to the line of scrimmage amidst traffic. But in this case, how about the free safety coming up and making the big-time play?
They'll need 5 on this play to move the sticks.
Here's Cousins. Now that'll be tipped and intercepted. Picked up by Anthony Harris. And he brings this one back. It's a pick 6 and a Charger TD.
And now both of these defenses have something to brag about following this one, each with a pick 6 today.
They are even there, but we still have to decide a winner, don't we, partner? And what they really want to brag about after this one is getting that W. The turnovers are great. Can they make plays now that tilt the balance in their favor?
Extra point by Carlson, up and good. And it's now a 28-7 ball game.
Chargers 7.
So they throw the pick 6. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air.
Fields it right around the goal line. And he'll be stopped up at the 25.
At their own 25-yard line.
The Las Vegas offense ready to start this next drive.
And now you've got the clock winding down here in the third quarter. Your 3 scores to the good. What's your approach on this drive?
Too early to fully commit to playing the clock game. Yet at the same time, you're also not going pell-mell like you would in 2-minute offense. This is what NFL offenses call 4-minute football. Take the clock out of the game a little bit, wind it down, but at the same time, keep advancing the ball down the field.
So now they have to contend with 2nd and 13 after the first down run goes backwards.
That's out quickly to London.
Call it a gain of 3 on the play. And that brings up 3rd and a full 10 yards.
The goal of a wide receiver screen is get enough blockers in front to create a wall and let him pick his spot to run the football. How about the defense there, swarming to it and not allowing that to happen? Did not let him get downfield.
On 3rd down, Cousins. And this is going to be incomplete. Not his best throw there, but where we sit right now in the third quarter, he's had a pretty good game throwing the football.
He certainly has, and it's not exactly at the point where we're doing 4-minute offense yet, but they've got to think about, I'm not going to say milking the clock, but understanding clock management here on out.
And here's Dixon to punt now as he gets this one away.
Fielded at the 20. A big kick that time, 52 yards. And it'll be Charger football here as they take over.
At their own 26-yard line.
The Charger drive about to get going. As this offense takes the field against CD, remember last drive they were moving the football, but then they threw that costly interception, so we'll see if they can right the ship here on this drive.
And doesn't that just sum up football? We see it all the time, don't we? The defense goes from losing the battle to making a huge play and stealing the momentum. So you know they're riding high right now, and they're ready to challenge this offense and that quarterback one more time.
And we'll see if the offense is up for that challenge here as things start to get more interesting here in this second half.
They run again on first down. Cook, and he'll go down, and that will do it for the third quarter of action. We've played 3 quarters. We'll return with more after this. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Here's 2nd and 9, just a yard on that last run. To throw is Murray. And the Raiders have got him.
Chad Muma fighting all the way through and getting the sack.
The one thing I do know, these guys on defense, they don't want this game to end. They're winning by multiple touchdowns. They've shut down the opposing quarterback in a big way, and they're still picking up sacks as we approach the end of this one.
Give. This is Cook. And the second wave of tacklers is going to get him as they stop him behind the line. He lost 2 and it brings up 4.
I think this offense, specifically this running game, they're going to have to find a way to turn the page because they haven't found a way to run it effectively thus far, and it's cost them.
Now Murray's got to have this one. And they hit him as he throws, as this one's going to go straight down to the turf. Incomplete. The 4th down play doesn't work for the Chargers. And it'll be a turnover on downs. From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. They'll try the left side with Taylor. And nothing much materializing there on the first down run. He'll get a couple, and that's it.
Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces. And I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where it'd be extra defenders in the box coming out.
Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. It's Shaq Thompson here with a pick. And he'll get this back across the midfield, striping down to the 47-yard line.
So that changes things. You get the interception, and then to boot, a good return tacked on.
And really, it was down to him versus the quarterback on the return, and that's one you would think the defender would win. But a nice job there of seeing the play all the way to the end and making the tackle by the QB.
After the turnover, here's Murray. He'll dump this off to Cook. And he's got this down a yard or 2 shy of the 40 before he's out of bounds.
Just about every quarterback is trained to really look downfield first before you come back and make a nice, safe throw. And in this case, that's exactly what he did. Found his running back, let him create some space, and it turned out to be a nice play for the offense.
From the 41, Murray.
Right back to Cook for another completion. And he'll be brought down inside the 40-yard line.
One thing I think that's safe to say defensively, the tackling's been really good.
And because of that, it's been very, very hard for them to move the ball because you're not getting the benefits of run after catch. They're tackling them almost on the spot. That means you have to run extra plays, harder to move it.
Murray to throw on 3rd and 1.
That's complete. It's Okurobenon.
And he'll be out of bounds as he gets it down to the 30 there. They'll get 9 out of that one, and as a result, the drive continues.
And the tight end is certainly a position built to move the chains because they can control space underneath. If they've got good hands, then, of course, they're a dynamic target. But one other thing is they're right in the sight lines of a quarterback on just about every play, and that makes it easier for the quarterback to pick him out and deliver.
Throwing on first down, but this one winds up to be incomplete.
And that's another play that's painted the picture of this game overall. It's been a blowout. It's been continually fueled by big turnovers and stops for one side and an inability to advance the ball from the other.
An incomplete pass on first down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. Shotgun now for Murray. Throw left side complete. That's Hopkins. And he's going to have another first down as the tackle comes at the Raiders 16. From the red zone, here's the Heisman Trophy winner, Murray. He's going to be sacked. Back at the 23-yard line. Chad Muma picks up his 2nd sack of the afternoon.
Guys with his talent in the pocket aren't supposed to be getting hit like this, and you know an intense conversation with the offensive line is going to occur after this one. Might not be from him, but the offensive line coach will have plenty to say about this game.
Meanwhile, Murray's throw into the hands of Pickens.
And able to get him down, but he does reach the 5. Murray flips his forward on a jet sweep, and he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. It's 2nd and goal, back to the 8-yard line now. Murray now.
Targeting Dobbins again, and he's got it again.
Touchdown, Chargers. J.K. Dobbins with touchdown number 8 on the year.
And the Chargers have got it back to a 2-score game here in the 4th.
Extra point by Carlson, up and good. And that cuts the lead to 28-14.
Chargers 14.
The kick unit on here for the Chargers as they will send this one away. It's a squibber picked up around the 27.
The Raiders take over first and 10 at their own 31-yard line.
The Raider offense set to get this drive started. Big stop on the turnover on downs to get the football back, and now it's just all about salting this one away.
Yeah, just slowly bleed the clock away. Clock's definitely on your side. And, you know, when we talk about analytics in the game, what is this one? The advanced win metrics? Because if you take care of the football here, bleed the clock down, with about 95% chance of winning.
Oh, yeah, I'd say 95 or better. And I know you always say it, every coach does. It's just protecting the football at this point.
And knowing that the defensive guys, they're coming after the ball more than they are the person. They want to knock it free.
Second down, another run with Taylor. And this defense able to plug him up there as he'll get a yard to the 35.
And this is an absolutely big third down that's been set up here, partner. And there's no other way to put it. The defense has to get a stop here if they have any hopes of winning this game.
Has to. You said big third down. I'd put the word big in capital letters here. The Raiders on third down. They've had their troubles. Just 1 for 6. This will be 3rd and 5. Throwing. Cousins.
Throws to his man on the out route. It's complete. That's Robinson. And he's going to have the Raiders first down as they're able to get the third down conversion.
And now defensively they're going to burn their first time out. Remember, they get an extra time built in coming up here shortly at the 2-minute warning. So signs of life in what's been a dormant offense in this second half. Here's 1st and 10. Up the middle, here's Taylor. And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up. They're down here in the 4th, and that personal foul penalty is not going to help.
No, in these types of situations, players will tell you that's extra intensity. From where we sit, it's actually frustration, not a good play.
So a big penalty there on the face mask leads to 1st and 10. Now a give to Taylor. And for one of the few times here today, this run's not going to go anywhere. And now this defense trying to use the clock to their advantage. They'll take the timeout here with 2:08 left. And then they'll have another stop coming up at the 2-minute warning. So after the run for no gain, here's 2nd and 10. They go to the ground again with Taylor. 2 runs in a row, but only 2 yards to show for it. Chargers going to use their 3rd and final timeout. So that will leave them with no timeouts left. Still plenty of time on the clock. We'll see how that affects things here in this 4th quarter. So 3rd down, they need to get to the 28 for a first. To the right side, this is Taylor. And they'll get him down about 3 yards short of the first. Down under 2 minutes to go in this football game. Now Younghoe Koo, who of course used to kick for the Chargers, on for the field goal. This to make it a 3-score game late. Koo knocks this one through the post, and that will extend their lead even further. So with that, you figure this game's pretty much out of reach at this point.
It's going to take a heck of a comeback to cut them 3 scores down, but don't change that channel. Don't go away. Miracles can happen, and you want to be here in case it does.
You're a company man.
Aren't I, though?
Taking it about the 1. And no chance to get away as they'll get him down at about the 17-yard line.
The Chargers take over 1st and 10 at their own 17-yard line.
The Charger drive about to get going. And their 4-game win streak very much in jeopardy as they go to work here late with a 1st and 10. A good start to the drive here as that's caught out on the left side. And past the 40 before he's out of bounds. Call that a very strong gain of 24. Clock management definitely critical here if they want to get back in this game.
Absolutely agreed. They have to up the tempo in this case, down a couple of scores. Want to make sure they have a chance to win this ball game.
One play has him up past the 40 already, and another 1st and 10. Out of the gun, here's Murray. And now here's another interception. Picked off by Greg Newsome. Charles, whatever's going on between his ears right now, it's just not completely calculated correctly. 7 picks between last week and this week after that one.
And they always say the most important part of the play is those 6 inches between the ears. But right now, it's all those interceptions that are going on. So whoever his trusted confidant is on the sidelines, I don't know if it's the offensive coordinator, the quarterback's coach, maybe the backup quarterback, that's who he needs to get with now and get himself calm.
A give for Taylor running right side. And he'll take it from the 18 to the 15, a gain of 3.
Well, they held him to a short gain on that one, and it almost felt like on that first run, they were trying to just throw the jab at him. So how do you stop a jab? Get closer and smother it, just as they did on that last play.
And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. Now they're staring at a 3rd and 8. That last play backwards a yard. They'll try the end around with Robinson. And that one covered beautifully. Their defenders stayed home, and they'll stop him behind the line. A 5-yard loss there is going to bring up 4th down.
I like the idea to mix it up from time to time because, let's face it, you can't be predictable. But the execution was a little lacking on this one, right? They might want to go back to the drawing board with that call.
Cousins to throw for it on 4th. And he's going to be intercepted for the 3rd time thus far. Picked off by Joejuan Williams. And the Chargers are going to get the ball back on the turnover as they hold on 4th down. Well, that's 3 picks he's now thrown in this game.
And I know this, the holiday season, because here we are in December. Right, it is the season of giving. Maybe for his own sake after the game, he may have to announce that he's donating certain amounts to charity for each interception that he threw.
The Charger drive about to get going.
Where we stand right now in the 4th quarter, this one pretty much out of reach. And, Charles, I know they're going to be disappointed about several things with this ball game, but the self-inflicted wounds, they've had several turnovers. You would have to think that's going to be something they're going to discuss heavily in the film session in the coming days.
You're absolutely right about that, partner, because they're going to have to sit in that film room and watch every error that they made and figure out how to not do it in the future. And mentally, I think a lot of the guys are already starting to think about, okay, how do we put this behind us and get better for the next time out? This, they'll use as motivation for the rest of the time that they play to hopefully never be in this type of situation again.
Murray's throw complete to Dotson.
So this one a victory for the Las Vegas Raiders. And it was a game where they were off and running in the first quarter, Charles, and never looked back.
You know, partner, after a while, we always say the same thing, though. They set the tone early, right? They started fast. So I asked a few of my horse racing friends, do you have a term for me that we can use to cover that? And they said, yeah. When a horse breaks out like that, you say he caught a flyer out of the gate. And that's exactly what this team did today. I mean, they jumped out there, jumped on them, and were never headed.
So for Las Vegas, the win gets them back to 500 at 6-6 on the year. And they will hit the road next week to take on the Los Angeles Rams. Meanwhile, for the Chargers, this loss cost them in the playoff chase as they fall back to 7-5 on the year. And they'll look to regroup next week as they head down to Miami to take on the Dolphins.